On today's episode of Identity, model and medical doctor Sheena joins us in our coffee shop for an intriguing chat. We head off to the Eastern Cape to visit the Soup Kitchen by City Life Church in East London. In our media review segment, we review my Eskom app, followed by the Tiny Buddha website. We end the show with the tunes of Tulani featuring Putuma with Ndinoam.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Molweni and welcome to Identity on SABC 1. I'm your host, Viva Gwala, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday morning as we bring you informative and inspiring content that is sure to warm your soul during these chilly winter days. In this week's diary, the 26th of June has been set as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Trafficking, and it serves as a reminder of the goals of creating a global society free of drug abuse. This unique occasion is to stand against a problem that affects us all, so mark this day and make this campaign a success. Siqala inkqubo yanamhlanje nenenekazi elihle elinebali elesekelisayo injongo yakhe emhlabeni yokunceda abo abadinga uncedo. Ungugqirha wezempilo, umuntu okhathalela abantu kwaye ungumbonisa wezimpahla zokunxiba uSheena. Masidibane naye ngoku siphunga ikofi nelinenekazi lodumo. Sheena created the Guinness Foundation, a non-profit organization which has supported the critical needs of humanity in the arenas of education, health, entrepreneurship and sport. She's also a judge on Mr. India South Africa and a medical doctor in her own practice in Johannesburg. Welcome to the show, Sheena, and thank you so much for joining us on Identity.
Thank you for having me here.
You are such a warm and bubbly personality. Is there something in the water in Durban because you come from Durban?
You know what? I've been in Johannesburg for 20 years, so I don't think I can no longer call myself a Durbanite. Yes. So it's got to be something in the Johannesburg water, perhaps.
But how was your childhood there in Durban?
Look, it was very challenging. I grew up during the apartheid era, and my parents unfortunately didn't get a chance to finish school. And obviously due to economic struggles that we had growing up, my dad and mom, they did really well. I must say, they did well for us. However, there were instances where, I had to go and fend for myself and seek out almost, a job to take care of myself during my high school years.
It sounds like every model's, start of their career, because they all say, this is how I started off, I had to fend for myself. Is that the same with you? Is that how you started your modeling career at 11?
My mom entered me for a competition, and my sister actually won the competition, and I just went along. So it was by chance, random chance, that I got into the modeling industry. And it was fantastic, because to get paid at that age for walking the ramp and getting clothes, it was the most phenomenal experience. And I think also that it taught me deportment and how to be a lady, and it made me a bit of a public speaker, because my model boss taught us all of those aspects of being a lady. So I certainly enjoyed that aspect, of modeling. So getting money, getting to dress up, walking on ramps, I loved it.
Every girl's dream.
Yes, absolutely.
You touched on that you started actually, fending for yourself, especially because it was difficult in Durban during the apartheid days. And I'm thinking to myself, as a model, in a previously disadvantaged background, how were you able to skate through that?
It was very difficult. In terms of going for fashion shows and being chosen, it was just because I was a lighter skinned Indian that I actually got jobs. And it was challenging. And then I actually took up a job at one of the famous supermarkets, working as a cashier. On weekends, working in the cash office, trying to save money to get to medical school. I had a plan. Mm-hmm. I was quite young, but I had a plan, and I knew that I've got this future, and I need to use education and all that I've got, to empower myself. I knew it.
Okay, so I'm getting a picture around, the Guinness Foundation. Is that how it was implemented? Because you focus on 4 pillars.
Yes. My inspiration in terms of opening up this non-profit organization comes solely from my life experiences, being touched by other individuals that I've experienced in my life who went through similar experiences that I did growing up. So therefore I said, look, how do you need to get on with your life? You need to educate yourself, and before you educate yourself, you've got to have your health. So having your health foremost, educating yourself, becoming an entrepreneur, and then once you've got all of that in place, there has to be time for leisure. So that's where sport comes in. So that's how the 4 main arenas came about. And yes, that's what we do. We dedicate ourselves to those areas, especially affecting the youth.
Speaking about the youth, you also judge Mr. India South Africa, so you're dealing with young men.
Yes.
How important is it, because especially as a woman and as a mother, you're able to mentor these young men? How was that experience?
It's fantastic. I don't have sons myself, so mentoring these young men, I always joke with them and say they're like my sons. And I would like to inculcate in them a sense of ownership in terms of giving back to the communities that they come from. With the Mr. India South Africa, we mentor the contestants. It's not just a judging, it's not a beauty pageant, it is where young men are learning to forge ahead in life.
And speaking about, empowerment, I wonder to myself, what anchors you? Because you're Hindu by religion, so how do you use your religion to anchor you as the person that you are today?
Being Hindu has grounded me, and having faith and believing in a higher power is completely all-encompassing, because you could things change in our environment and in our life. Monetary things change, materialistic things change, relationships change, but what stays consistent? And the consistency is the belief in faith. And that's what carries me through. So I feel that it's very important to stay grounded and to be consistent. And it certainly has helped me to make decisions, to be this person that I am, to become the philanthropist, to give back, to help the less privileged. There's only so many Louis Vuitton bags you can have and Gucci shoes. But there's a little child out there sitting in perhaps a rural area who's not getting the same opportunity as another child, who's in an urban area. And that imbalance is ridiculous for some of us who now are in a position to give back or have a specific skill. We need to now get to those kids, uplift them, and create democracy that was given to us. And our forefathers gave us this democracy. We need to make it work.
I like how you touched on faith and our forefathers, because that's what the youth of 1976 fought for. And they had such tenacity and faith to pull through. What advice would you give to young people today watching this program and thinking to themselves they've lost all faith because of their circumstances and situations?
No, absolutely not. And I am living proof of that. That when you feel as if your back is up against a wall and everything is falling around you, that all-encompassing love that you can have in your higher power and the belief in yourself is what will carry you through in life. When I had little tribulations along the way, I didn't know at that time that they were going to be learning curves. It's only now that I'm older, I can look back in retrospect and say, that was what I was supposed to learn. So now young people need to have faith in themselves. They need to take trust in themselves and the decisions that they make today, that it is going to benefit them. Yes, you're going to have days where you're going to feel as if you've made the wrong decision, but you're going to learn from it.
Wow, powerful words. Hey, I'm lost in your eyes there. And we're just going to have a quick word game.
Okay.
To keep it fun, young and trendy.
Okay.
Being the young people of spirit that we are. So I'm going to ask you questions. Please answer them as quickly as possible if you can.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever skipped a class?
I have.
Your friends think you are?
Bubbly.
Do you sleep with the door open or closed?
Open.
Your opinion on love at first sight?
go for it.
Wow, okay. What are the nicknames that people call you?
My mom calls me Sandido.
Your greatest moment was when?
I graduated as a doctor.
If you had 24 hours to live, what is the one thing that you would do all over again?
Have my kids. My daughters are my life. And whatever I've done in my life has been to teach them to become the women of tomorrow. So that's something I would do again.
Sheena, thank you so much for joining us on I-Dentity. You're very inspirational.
Thank you so much for having me.
Dr. Ganesh has proven that the strength that lies beneath us all will forever shine a direct path to where we will find our destiny. Masithathe ikhefu nxa sibuya sibheka eMpuma Koloni kwicawe ye-City Life apho beqale i-soup kitchen. Ungasuduki, siyabuya ngoku.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to I-Dentity. If you've just joined us, you missed out on an inspiring conversation with medical doctor and philanthropist Sheena Ganesh. You can keep in touch with us on all our social media avenues and let us know your thoughts about the show. Our email address is identitytvshow@gmail.com. Tweet us your favorite moments on the show @identitytvshow. Kwibalile thula namhlanje sibheka eMpuma Koloni siyobona i-soup kitchen apho igcina abantu bephilile benobushushu. Omnye owababukeli ukholeka usimemile ukuthi size elalini yakhe kwaye wasibonisa umbutho wakhe ebizwa City Life Church ukusibonisa eminye imisebenzi abayenzayo kwenzela abantu abangathathi intweni baseMonti. Masiyibone.
This is my identity.
The Word of God says, "Give and it shall be given unto you." Hi guys, my name is Koleka and thank you for joining us here at City Life Church, where we as the youth give back to the community by feeding the homeless. To tell us more about this project is Lynn. Come, let's go meet her. Hi Lynn.
Hi, Koleka.
Can you tell us more about the project and how did it start?
It actually started about 8 years ago when our youth realized that there was a need to feed the people on the streets. Their hearts were a bit sore when they saw the homeless people when they came to youth. So they actually started it and then found it grew too big for them. So handed it over to me.
Why particularly feeding the homeless?
Well, our church is in a very poor area. Lots of homeless people, lots of prostitutes, lots of shebeens, and it's just generally a very poverty-stricken area. So lots of hungry people, lots of people who need clothing, and lots of people who need love.
Is there anything the church is doing to bring the people in spiritually?
Well, they're all invited to our church services, and before the soup kitchen we have a prayer meeting where it gives us an opportunity to get to know them, to pray for them, to hear their stories, and to try and walk with them. We have another outreach into Parkside, which is a very poor area. The community there used to live on and around the rubbish dump there, and there's a lot of children there. So after the soup kitchen on a Saturday, we take the children food, we help with clothes. If there's enough food, we feed the mothers, and it's a great ministry because those little children are very hungry and very, very poor. So yeah, that is another one of our outreaches.
Thank you, Lynn. Well, you've heard it from Lynn. Now let's go and find out what the youth of City Life has to say about the outreach. Now we're going to speak to Marisha. Hi, Marisha.
Hi, Koleka.
Can you tell us a bit about your role here?
I'm here basically just to help and serve our community and hopefully in a small way make a difference. My basic duties include cutting and packing the bread and serving and helping out wherever else I'm needed.
We pray before and after serving the people. Do you feel that it is important?
I do, and it gives us the opportunity to be thankful for all that we have and for the generosity of the people of East London who provided the food. And it's also a moment in which we can reflect on the importance of what we're doing here. And we do that here by feeding them and clothing them if possible. And by loving and caring for them, we can offer them a sense of belonging.
Molo Tulega.
Hello.
Kawusibalisele ukhona umahluko ubonayo xa abantu besiza apha in terms of spirituality and i-attendance yabantu injani?
No, ukhona umahluko esiwubonayo kakhulu. Siyancokola nabo, and from that we do pick up bangaba they are more positive about life. They realize that they are part of the community, which is very important because when circumstances zakho they're different, you do feel alone. So ukhona umahluko kakhulu esiwubonayo.
Ungathini kumuntu ongaziyo apha encourage to come and join the soup kitchen and feed back to the community?
I would like to say that a small donation of your time can make a big difference. And I would also encourage people to share what they have with the less fortunate. And it's just that we live in different circumstances and all.
As a young person, what inspires you to be here every Saturday morning?
As a young person going to school and coming home every day, you see the homeless and you wonder where their next meal is going to come from. So me being able to give them something every Saturday, it inspires me that maybe one day, someday, the world will change.
What advice would you give to people who would like to start a project that's similar to this one?
My advice would be that they get together with like-minded people that's got the same vision and the same goal, because in this type of ministry you need a support system. You need people around you that are going to support you, because it's not an easy thing to go into, because you're dealing with people that come into the ministry with a lot of baggage and a lot of hurt, and you can be discouraged at times. So I would suggest that you get connected with your local church, because the support system is there.
What can the youth do to improve our community?
A lot of people think that they have to start like an organization or something big to reach out to other people, but you don't have to help 1,000 people. You can help one person at a time, and that can make a difference. You can start at home, start with the things you have inside your house. So what you can do is just start by taking food out the fridge, wrapping it in tin foil, even putting it on top of the plastic bags outside for people just to take. It's small things like that show love towards other people.
What does Ubuntu mean to you?
Ubuntu to me sums up the love of God. In the Bible, when one of the Pharisees asked Jesus what the greatest commandment was, he said that the first commandment is to love your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and the second is to love each other like you love yourself. And I feel that if you have that love of Christ in you, you will want to help the needy and help the homeless and feed the poor. So that's what Ubuntu means to me.
Well, that's a wrap from us at City Life. We hope it's inspired you to take action in your own community. Thank you to Identity team for coming to see us. Back to you, viewer, in the studio.
Thanks to Kollega and City Life Church in the Eastern Cape for inviting us to share in your initiatives. Your work in the community is visible, and we thank you for taking care of the people who are in need. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we feature apps that are bound to bring a change in your life. And we also play you out with the tunes of Tulani featuring Putuma. Don't move, we'll be back.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to Identity, and thank you for staying with me, viewer Kwala. If you've managed to tune in now, then you've missed out on a chat I had earlier with gorgeous model, philanthropist and medical doctor Sheena. Then we headed off to the Eastern Cape, where City Life Church gave hope to the people of East London through their soup kitchen. But now you're in time for our media review segment in What's Happening. Umboniso wethu wokuqala ngalentsasa uza kusinceda ngokucinywa kombane ibizwa Eskom. Le app inika aba bayisebenzisayo uncedo lobugcisa bokusebenzisa umbane kakuhle. Masibone ukuthi isetyenziswa njani le app ukunigcina nifudumele kobusika.
With the recent outages in the country, my Eskom app is what South Africans need right now.
This easy-to-navigate app has beautiful and bold graphics, which can make you fall fondly for this mobile application. To set up this app, go to my profile, which will prompt you to follow 3 easy steps to configure the app. First step, you'll need to fill in your area of residence. Save it up and customize your appliance list by selecting appliances you have in your house, from electricity stove, dryer and aircon. Then it will lead to the last page of your profile, which you have to type all your details. My Eskom app has 4 arenas to select from: the outage basics, outage causes, what to do, and readiness checklist. On the outage basics tab, it gives you information on why there are outages and the measures Eskom is taking to save electricity usage. On the outage cause, the information provided there includes designed graphics of what causes these outages, like excavation digging, lightning, and cable theft, which is responsible for the 37% of outages. The load shedding schedule will keep you prepared, and when you click on the schedule, it will take you straight to the Eskom website to have the accurate schedules for power outages. The app has 8 top things to do when outages occur to make your home and family feel safe and comfortable during an unexpected load shedding. Load this app now and be ready for any unexpected outage. The power is in your mobile device. Next up, we are reviewing a website called Tiny Buddha. Click www.tinybuddha.com on your URL, and this is how you can get the wisdom of Buddha from your mobile device. Tiny Buddha, simple wisdom for complex lives. This website is about reflecting on simple wisdom and learning new ways to apply it to our complex lives, complete with responsibilities, struggles, dreams, and relationships. The site contains featured authentic stories from readers of all ages, all over the world. You'll find posts about happiness, motivation, inspiration, love, relationships, and letting go. Most of these topics have their roots in Buddhism. When you click on the quotes tab, you will see various quotes, and next to it is Fun and Inspiring tab. On this page, there are images and videos to view and get your emotions lifted. In books and things, that's where you find various Tiny Buddha. Simple wisdom for life's hard question, Love by Tiny Buddha, which you can get daily quotes on your smartphone. Join the forum to connect, share, help, and inspire, because the site has over 1.5 million friends and followers. Get acquainted and inspired on www.tinybuddha.com. Ndiyabulela kakhulu ngokuba nam kule nkqubo. Ningalibali ukusithumela i-tweet ngokuba nicinga ntoni. Ungakwenza oko na ku-Facebook okanye ungajonga imifanekiso eyale nkqubo. Nceda usifune ngokuthi Identity TV Show okanye usithumele i-email ku-identitytvshow@gmail.com. That's it from me, Viwegwala, and the Identity team. It's goodbye for now and God bless. We're playing out this morning with the soulful tunes of Tulani featuring Putuma with Dino Ambo. Enjoy.